The United States is the biggest producer of popcorn in the world, and the majority comes from right here in the Midwest. The secret to the American popcorn people can't get enough of are these one-of-a-kind kernels, which only grow in the Midwestern region known as the Corn Belt.
There's kernel in my boot.
This type of kernel is what you most likely eat in a movie theater, and this type is better for your caramel and cheese coating. But no matter the type, if you're eating popcorn, there's a high probability it comes from here.
We get an inside look at both the making and planting process of the popular crunchy snack.
We visited Preferred Popcorn in Indiana in the spring, when popcorn kernels need to be planted so they can be harvested in the late summer or early fall. The company plants 100 million pounds of popcorn kernels a year. For all those kernels to turn into the best American popcorn, it all starts with the soil. Farmers here say conditions in the Midwest create soil that produces near-perfect kernels. First of all, because of temperature.
If you go too far south in the growing conditions, it gets too hot, and popcorn does not like a lot of heat. So southern Indiana to northern Indiana and out through Nebraska is some of the best areas to grow corn. It gets cooler at night, the higher expansion we'll have out of it. In southern Indiana here, we get over 60 inches of rain a year is our normal season. So Mother Nature takes care of us.
This extra rainfall allows the soil to be fertile and rich. The moisture in the soil provides the corn the nutrients it needs to grow. The flat land also makes it easier to plant and harvest crops.
When you pick up the soil and it crumbles like that between your hands, your fingers, it's ready to plant.
Okay. Versus if it would clump
together. It would clump together and clay, then it won't, the seeds can't germinate through it. So you want it to be mellow like this is what it's called. It's just perfect to plant today. There they are. Right in there, ready to grow. Cover that one back up, we need it.
In about 7 days, these seeds will germinate, and 3 days later, they will emerge from the ground. And as they grow, there's a telltale sign to know if what you're looking at is actually popcorn or another type of corn.
The only way to tell the difference between popcorn and field corn as you're driving down the road, popcorn tassels hang down like an umbrella, where field corn tassels stay erect.
Popcorn is one of 6 types of corn. It's a variant of flint corn called zea mays averta, or corn turned inside out. It's the only maize that pops. The kernels are generally smaller and harder and can come in about 100 different strains. Farmers breed the popcorn plant to enhance taste, texture, and poppability.
We have 2 different types of popcorn. You have butterfly popcorn, which blows apart and makes like a butterfly, and then you have mushroom corn that makes like a ball. The difference is in that we plant different seeds in the ground in order to get that. To look at the kernels themselves, you really can't tell a difference between the butterfly kernels and the mushroom kernels.
At the time of the harvest, the corn is picked and fed through a combine, which strips the ear from the stalk and removes the kernels from their cobs. The kernels are then taken to a storage bin.
Okay, we're looking at our storage bins. We can hold there's about 25 million pounds of corn here in the big bins. Is where we're going to go to first.
Yeah, let's get in. Is this good? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's kernel in my boot.
There's kernels in your boots.
All right, so where are we right now, Brian?
Okay. We're in bin number 110. It holds 3.2 million pounds of popcorn. So what we have a hold of here is a temperature cable. That we have cables in the bins because we've talked about how important the moisture is. Well, what this does is every 3 foot there's a moisture sensor on this. So when the bin is completely full, then it's checking the moisture throughout the bin and it's turning the fan on and off depending on the outside conditions. If we need to add a little water when the humidity is high or it's raining a little bit, it'll turn the fans on automatically to keep that moisture content perfect all throughout the whole bin. Between 13.5% and 14.5%. That's what makes that kernel blow up the highest potential.
So I'm touching this kernel right now. Yep. Can you by feel know the moisture content?
No, I wish we could. The way it flows, it's in perfect condition. If corn is a little wet, it doesn't flow good. Like when we step in this and the corn slides down, That means it's in good condition. It's
That's a
just
good
nice
sign.
big kernels of corn. We can keep it for 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's what's good about popcorn. It has that real hard outer layer, a pericarp on it, so that protects it. So as long as we can keep the moisture in check on it, then it'll keep for a long time. You could put field corn in an oven and try to heat it up, and it will burn and just kind of explode a little bit.
I tried to do that when I was a kid.
It will not work, but we need to try it.
And that's why, because that corn is way too soft. The
Yes.
kernels are too soft for it to actually pop.
Yes. That's what fills the bin.
Oh, that's what
Look at
fills the
stem
bin.
out there, and it goes to the top.
We're going up a silo, correct?
Yes.
All the way to the top. Oh my, wow. We're on top of a silo with Brian over here. Holy moly, we're going down.
Yeah.
So we're on top of,
We're on top of, there's about 2 million pounds of corn in this bin that we're standing on top of.
oh my God, imagine if we sunk in.
Yes.
So 2 million
2
pounds.
million pounds of popcorn.
Holy moly.
Oh, so I guess if this popped up, it would be 48 times the size of this bin, popped. So
What?
think of that.
Wow, so imagine 48 of these silos, these sandboxes. All right, we're coming back up. I'm gonna try to unload all the...
When the kernels have reached the optimal moisture level, they go through a series of sorting machines, where size, shape, color, and cleanliness are taken into consideration, while foreign materials like cobs are eliminated through an air generation system. During this step, teeny tiny kernels are separated if, for example, they don't meet poppability requirements. These lighter kernels, unfit for human consumption, are separated through a gravity table and transported to a bin for cattle feed. For the lucky kernels, it's time for packaging.
The bags are on a conveyor belt here, and it goes down, and then it slides them down. The corn is in a bin above us. They hold about 6,000 pounds each. And as they fill, they're weighing the exact amount out and then dropping the corn down into the bags. A normal load is 900 bags.
900?
Yes, and we try to do 10 loads a day. So we process approximately 9,000 bags per day.
Here at Preferred Popcorn, kernels are packed, shipped, and sold to high-end clientele, movie theaters, and grocery stores. Brian and his team take out 1 bag out of every first and 5th pallet, dump it out on a table with bright lights, and check the kernels by hand as a final test.
We're looking for anything that would be not popcorn in here, like a weed seed or a stick, something that would be introduced from the farmer's field into the combine as he's harvesting. What we're doing is double checking our cleaning equipment, making sure that it was thorough with getting everything out and having a very nice finished product to be ready to ship. Out of that corn, we take out 250 grams of popcorn. We're going to add a half a cup of coconut oil and put it in an MWVT tester. And what it is testing what the percentages of expansion is from the weights. So we have to let the temperature get up to 480 degrees. And that's why this is a special popper. It's different than what you would see in a movie theater because it has the consistent temperature of 480 degrees. Where a movie theater popper will heat up and cool down, this will stay consistent.
So with the popcorn that we're testing today,
Yep.
how many times more than the kernel should it expand to?
Mushroom corns will pop about 30 to 33 times, and butterfly corns will pop 42 to 48 times expansion. So it means you're going to get more servings. That popped really good. Popped about a 34 to 35, which is really, really good. Looking for is a round ball with no wings on it. This would be a mushroom kernel, but it has wings on it. So we're trying to get just round balls. And then we have a farmer that gets this and feeds it to his chickens.
Once the test is complete, 2,500 popcorn bags are shrink-wrapped with net and plastic and stacked onto a pallet.
Leaving the farm.
Preferred Popcorn ships about 3.5 loads of its monster mushroom variety to Chicago's Nuts on Clark once a month. They're known for adding classic toppings like cheese and caramel, which are best made with the round-shaped popcorn that comes from the mushroom kernel.
The way you get popcorn is there's moisture in each kernel. So when it heats up and it steams, and then it pops. That's how you get popcorn.
Most popcorn will pop when the kernel's internal temperature reaches 400 to 460 degrees Fahrenheit. The thicker pericarp or hull of the popcorn allows for pressure from the heated water to build and eventually forces it to rupture. When heated, the natural moisture inside the kernel turns to steam. The inside starch becomes soft like gelatin, and when the skin bursts, the gelatinized starch spills out, cools, and literally turns inside out, forming the fluffy mushroom popcorn shape as we know it.
Can I
Okay?
try it?
Yes. Well, of
Okay.
course you could try it.
Real quick. We're all vaccinated.
Yeah.
That's yummy.
Yummy isn't the word, it's delicious.
It's delicious. I'm gonna try to unload all the